Hey there, I was looking for a way to add wireless monitors in my home studio, and I didn't want to spend a lot of money. So I found a way that's cheap and cheerful and works like a charm, and I'm going to show you all how it works. So stick with us. So the brand I ended up with is Lakato, and I picked it up on Amazon. Usually I like to do my shopping on Sweetwater, but all of the really good wireless monitors cost a couple of $100s or more per set. And I was looking for a way to set up 2 or maybe 3 of these wireless monitors in my home studio. So that was pushing it. That was more money than I was willing to spend for this. This Lakato, I found it on Amazon, and it looked like it might be too good to be true. I mean, when you look at this picture of the listing, you can see that it includes the transmitter, the receiver, and a wired set of earphones that, you know, the ones I'm wearing right now looks like are included with the package, and they're not. So I received all this and had to play around with a pair of headphones myself the first day. Then I ended up ordering a CCA. Again, went to Amazon. It was the cheapest place to find these. And, you know, for 20 bucks, I got a pair of these. And what I actually ended up doing is going back and buying 2 of the wired headphones to go with an additional transmitter. So the 2 transmitters, 1 receiver, that's the setup I've got right now, and I'm about to show you how it's all set up. You know, it works like a charm. Let's take a look in the box. When you open it, what you get, nicely packed, a user manual with, you know, states a lot of the obvious. I don't think I had to read the user manual too carefully. A receiver, a transmitter, and a cable, a set of cable, and then an adapter for 1/4 inch. That's what's included in the kit. When you open up the CCA, what you find is the 2 earbuds in here, and in the bottom part, the cabling. So the cabling and the earbuds are not put together yet. You have to really push them on hard, and to get them out of here, I had to push on the back side to pop them out. When you pop them out, though, you simply go to the end of this cord. You can see these 2, and one of them is bent and turned to the left. One of them is bent and turned to the right, so they go over each ear. So you end up with one for each ear like this. So when you look at this, the way the setup is, you want the wire to go down the back of your ear, come over the top, and sit nicely in here. They're very comfortable. I'll tell you, they're very comfortable. Also, I wear hearing aids, so when I take this off, I have to be careful not to lose my own hearing aid, because I have hearing aids that I wear, and this fits over them just very nicely. So if you're a hearing aid wearer, you'll be happy to know that these can fit with, if I'm using Resound hearing aids, if your hearing aid is anything similar, it will work. So when you look at this, you can see that the 2 pins on this one need to go inside into the 2 pins on here. They're both identical. Looks like you could go either way with it, but I recognized I wanted to go to the inside so that it doesn't stick out further. And you have to really force it on there. Doesn't want to come off again. Okay, so there's one. I'm gonna make sure I got these right. The way I got this set up, this is the one for my left ear. Goes over the back. And this one goes on the right ear. Sits in there nice. Now, I drape this behind me. Okay, so that it's not in the way, but it's not. And then I take the transmitter and I clip it somewhere. Okay, depending on what I'm wearing. I clip it down on my belt. I found that if I clipped it on my belt and sat down, my fat belly would push it off, and worried about breaking the clip. So I'm careful about where I put it. I put it where I think it'll work and it won't get in the way, and easily handled. I'll tell you again a little bit more about this. When I first got these, they were charged, but it took about a half an hour charging them to get them up to full charge. Now they say that they'll last 4 hours, and I have not used them fully 4 hours and had them die on me. But I will tell you that we used them for 2 or 3 hours one day, and they took a long time to recharge. It took many hours for them to recharge. So I think probably one of the things you get with this bargain brand is not the best battery setup that you'd want. So they may have a life expectancy that's a lot less than the expensive ones. But this was enough to give me what I needed. And I'll show you the setup now of how I've set it up into my studio. So here we are in the back of my Focusrite Scarlett, and I've got the Lakato transmitter here, and I'm going to turn it on, and I'm going to turn on stereo mode. I've got my receiver. Now, I had this mixed up earlier as I was talking to you. Of course, the receiver that I'm holding on my belt, and I'm going to put that one on, and I've got them both turned on to stereo, and it doesn't seem to matter. I've tried them both ways. Don't seem to see much difference in the sound, but I'm sure there is something special about that. So I'm putting this on my belt now. Well, finding the right spot for it is always fun. Okay, there it is on my belt. Green light has gone solid, and it's done that on both sides, so we know that we have the connection is made. I've got two monitor outputs here. So I've got my monitor over here is plugged into one of them, and my monitor for the wireless is set here. And so that's the way I've got it set up. So it simply is as that if I have this turned on, which it was, if I turn it off, then the only thing we're going to hear is what comes out through my ear. Well, you can't hear it. Maybe you'll hear a little bit of it. I don't know. I'm having a hard time figuring out how to let you know how good this sounds. The world is so divided about what's right and wrong. So I was struggling with how to let you hear what it sounds like. It's clear. It's very clear. It is controllable. Obviously, I can control the volume from my monitor output on my Focusrite, and it works. Now, we got a little bit of crackle when Thomas and I were using this for the first time. We could hear a little bit of crackle now and then. It's not perfect, okay? This is not a professional studio grade device, but it works very well. I think one of the big things is going to be that it doesn't have any way of selecting different channels. It just works on its own one channel. And so if that one channel has a problem with some kind of interference, then you're going to have that problem. So I think the higher end models would have a way of switching channels to avoid interference. And that's probably the biggest difference. But when you look at the overall price of what I put together for two wireless monitors in my studio, and the cost to add another set is only $44. This is going to suit Mike messing with music for quite a while. So, hey, if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, like it if you liked it, and we'll see you again real soon. Keep messing with music.